What's up guys, Jordan here from Rktunes. We are in my B58 drift car. We got a lot going on with this car. I'm still trying to figure out a lot in terms of engine wiring, link ECU, questions, concerns. We got the cage done, we'll show you guys in just a second, and we're making progress. There's a lot we're gonna do today in this video, and then a lot more we have to do within my month-and-a-half time frame I have left to finish this car to hopefully be able to drive it at Drift Week. But we're gonna rip right into it, show you guys wiring and what we're sort of figuring out. So to start, the cage is an 8-point cage. It's like everyone builds cages for FD because everyone thinks they're going FD. I just built a cage that if I ever want to get rid of the car or change up whatever, it's like this is what everyone's end goal is cage-wise. So I did that. It's an 8-point cage by a guy named Nils in Connecticut. It's Norway Nils Fabrication, Bristol, Connecticut. Everyone told me that this guy is the man and does a cage in like 2 days. The guy is the man and did a cage in 2 days. It was insane. He got the car, banged it out. I mean, everything door bar wise is super tight. Everything seems super legit. Only thing that I had that I wasn't like 100% happy with was the steering mount was a hair low. So I had one of my buddies come cut it up and reuse a lot of the OEM stuff to mount it higher to the bar. And then Nils didn't have gussets in stock, so we ordered them. I had a local friend weld these on. So it wasn't anything bad. I just wanted some sort of gusset, so we did gussets. But it all seemed pretty legit. He asked for my seat so we could get the harness bar the correct height and stuff. So he did all that for me, but we'll show you guys a little bit of the cage, some shots of it. Motor-wise, what we're up to, I tried to hit up people for a full engine harness. I contacted a bunch of people. It was either not possible or extremely expensive. And time frame-wise, everyone's super busy. So I've been digging more and more. We figured out pretty much every single wire on the factory ECU and even on the little power distribution module, which is next to ECU. This is the distribution module from the factory. Power goes into this, it turns on. There's no CAN bus or anything fancy in it. And inside of it, if you ever have one of these go bad, inside it's actually just fuses, like a normal car. So I'm probably gonna desolder some whatever fuse we're using, and then run a little socket on all these. That way, and then just silicone this back on. I just smash with a hammer to get it off. That way, if we ever have to change a fuse or have an issue with wiring, it's very easy. This is also all gonna run off the factory engine harness with a jumper that I'm making from that to the engine harness. Everything will be done in one connector. I'm probably gonna do a whole complete separate video on how to wire a standalone for B58, what I did, what I figured out. We did a lot of little things. We sort of figured out a solution to make the Valvetronic lock. I was gonna machine a piece of metal, or Cole's gonna machine a piece of metal and lock that way, which stops the Valvetronic from moving. I heard Papa Doc's Racing sells something for that, which is like under $100 I heard. I'm not sure if that's true, but I'm about to just buy it and put it on instead of trying to machine one out to lock it. Other things on the motor we did so far, I got an M54 intake manifold. We cut the flange off. I got right here from EOS, I got a head flange he gave me. Mike at EOS is the man. He just knows. So he makes a whole intake manifold. It's like, I don't know exactly the cost. It's expensive, so I'm being a little bit cheap. And I was like, this will be fine for my goals. I don't need an intercooler built into it. I'm gonna run a front mount intercooler, so this is gonna work fine. Injector angle's a little bit weird. So we're gonna have to see what we can grind down off this or add extension to sort of make this meet up with as proper of an injector angle as possible. But it seems like it'll work and fit. And once again, from an N54 from Berger Motorsports, and a lot of people sell similar ones. That'll let me use all 6 injectors. We'll go into the wiring more like I said before, but the same way that the factory has direct injectors, I actually repurposed all those pins for the port injectors. So you'll just take the harness, pull it out, crimp on new ends, and then that will be your new port injection wire. So the factory engine harness will be pretty much untouched. That way it shouldn't be unreliable, the same way a factory B58 is extremely reliable. We've had this motor in and out, not once, not twice, probably 10 times at least.
You always fucking walk in the front. We're gonna do that. You want more? Hey, yo, I'm hitting things.
The motor, you gotta swing that side out. Swing like that. Oh, you're still hitting things.
I don't care.
Go in.
Are you on wide? You're on wide net?
Yeah.
I don't care. Hit things. Screw this motor. Screw those wires too.
And more?
Screw the firewall too. When I hit it in a second.
Wait. You gotta jack the car up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Really?
Yeah, you're hitting.
Dude, we're like there.
Bro, you're hitting.
But
I don't know, at least when I got it out. Oh, because there wasn't the weight of the motor. Once we put the motor on, you're not going to really get it out.
well, that's fine. I don't care about that. It doesn't have to come out.
Alright, so we got to go.
But we haven't really bolted it back up. So even right now, the motor, it's just chilling. There's literally nothing holding it in. It's just for mock-up. We had it out, then I was like, I need to see if this will clear. The ECU will be in this vicinity, so we'll probably have a throttle body, a 90-degree pipe, and the ECU will be in the same vicinity as stock for the fact that it's gonna use a stock engine harness. I don't really have that much room to move it, unfortunately. In terms of body wiring, I'm gonna show you guys a bunch of stuff about us doing the body wiring, the headaches we went through. I was gonna just pay someone to do a full body wire harness on it or figure it out myself. I've done it before many years ago on an E36. This is like levels. The problem is, a race car is one thing, right? And then you're like, damn, I want the doors to lock. Okay. This car only has one key slot for doors to lock. So you're like, damn, I gotta figure out how to get poppers to pop the locks up and down. What do I do? Then you're like, I also want a radio because you wanna drive the car with radio. It quickly becomes adding a harness with like say 8 to 12 switches or an ignition, a headlight switch, blinkers, buying extra things to make work. And then at the end of the day, I feel like I'm doing a full circle and going backwards because I have no idea what I'm doing, as mentioned so many times. We took the OEM harness and we're actually cut it down a ton. So I'll show you guys how we cut it down and the headache we went through to do that. So we got headlights now because it's missing a fuse. I saw this fuse missing yesterday compared to the wires. But no, I'm super confused as to why there's so little amount of wires going to the fuse box, but there's so many fuses. This is where we left off wiring wise. Everything seems to function so far. I gotta grab new headlights, and then once it's in the car, we're gonna thin out some of the radio wiring a little bit more. But some people are saying the radio, the cluster needs to be plugged in for everything to power on. But because I'm using this, and because I'm reusing the factory ECU stuff, with the exception of a no factory ECU, the car should key on and start with the factory button. Everything like that should work. We're gonna hope it works. The car is coded to not need a clutch switch or a brake switch. You key on once, and then I guess you'll hold it, and the whole car will power on the engine computer, and then the starter afterwards. I think it's gonna work really good. If it works really good, it's sort of all super questionable. So I'll still have to wire an aftermarket radio, but the majority of the door locking, the windows working, alarm system, all of that will be like factory, which is, I guess, pretty cool. I think at least. Be some little switches for some random things like the dome lights. I get rid of so much of that wiring. I'll probably have a new switch for some sort of LED interior dome lighting that's super bright. Maybe a switch for a heater core because I didn't rely on any of the factory heater core stuff. Just get a little heat in the car. Blinkers, headlights, start button will all work on the factory CAN bus wiring. So this car is going to have a Link Fury X ECU. I'm going to do a separate video of how I wire this. Pretty much everything, no secrets, nothing like that. I'm not an engine harness guy. I have no interest in making these and selling these to people. But if you want to do this or you're interested in it, be sure to hit subscribe right now so you can be aware when I make the video and you guys can see it, and then maybe it'll help you in the future. So originally a Link ECU sends you like water temp sensors and pressure sensors and an O2 sensor. I'm gonna use the Link ECU, the O2 sensor they supply, some of the wires they supply, but I'm actually gonna not use the coolant temp sensor from them, the air temp sensor from them. My goal is actually, with the wiring I figured out, or in and out I figured out, I'm gonna reuse the factory coolant temp sensor, the factory air temp sensor, etc. So this can be as plug and play as possible in the future, with the exception of, if you put it in a real B58 car, you have to figure out cluster stuff, output, and then also transmission control. This does not do that. You need a standalone for that too. But this will run a B58 in anything, in theory, with a simple few power wires and a starter wire. We have a ton of bodywork stuff. We have a brand new hood. It's in the box. F22 parts for the Drift F22 build. I got a brand new fender. We were trying to reuse this door and we lined up my new fender against it, and it is not even remotely close because the door is shaped like this, I guess, and it smashes in. This is way too close and the gaps are too big. So we actually found another black hood off carpart.com, which we have. So we're gonna give them the new door to install, new fender, new hood, reuse the old bumper. We're gonna fix the rear bumper a little bit. They ordered new brackets for that already. But I'm in a struggle right now. I do not know what color to paint this car. I have a few ideas going on. I don't even want to say what they are. Maybe some people down low can say what it is. What they think it should be to make this look good. I need something loud. All my cars are white. Every car owns white. I want to do white. Fighting to not do white. I need something that pops, something that looks crazy, and clips will look wild. Hope you guys can comment and tell me what you guys think it should be. So we got all the new body parts on the car, and I think we're gonna grab a carbon fiber roof. I found one in Jersey. I'll talk more about that once we get it, and if it fits good and everything, we'll talk about it. But it seems like the cheapest option. Normally at $1,300, $1,400, it's like under $1,000 for a brand new carbon fiber roof, and it takes care of no one sells a sunroof opening delete for this car. I was gonna have someone custom make it, but that is time frame wise a little long. Slapping on a roof would be a little bit quicker. So we'll send it out to my friends at VMA. They're gonna paint it for me. They'll do all the body work. They're gonna paint the interior, paint the cage. Cage is gonna be white no matter what. So I'll just spill that one off the bat, no matter what color a car goes with. So hopefully it's a color that looks good with that. It's obviously take the motor out. That way we can have the engine bay painted at the same time. We're gonna get into the body kit I have. I have a full body kit. We're gonna do unboxing. Fiberglass. This stuff is actually, I don't know how flexible it is. I'm not trying to find out this way. When I smack into a wall or something, we'll find out more. But it's all pretty legit looking. I mean, if I get it painted, they're gonna have to probably touch up a little bit here and there. But it's pretty legit. There's a bunch of stuff. One of them came with hair damage, maybe tape. Does that break it all? Cool. I guess next we'll just take it up in the car and sort of see how wide it looks on it. And then go from there. And then we have to actually get to a body shop, have them sand all painted, etc. So I'm pretty excited. And then I'll show you guys a little bit of an image of what it should look like with this body kit. So guys, I'm gonna send this car out to paint. While this car's out of paint, I'm gonna hop into the wiring stuff. So hopefully I get a plug and play ready. But that's all you're gonna see of the car for a hot minute. So I hope you guys enjoy it all. If you do, be sure to subscribe to see more stuff about the V58 drift car we're building. And then also see the wiring and then all the other projects going on. Hope you guys enjoy.